Kingdom Sports. This is your host, C. Michael Stanley. Definitely excited about what's going on today. You guys make sure you jump on, like, comment, and share. Kingdom Sports live at 5 Friday evening. Like, comment, and share. Definitely talking about these college football playoffs. And we're going to do a prediction for the NFL playoffs that's kicking off tomorrow. Like, comment, and share. Definitely want to start off by giving a shout out to the Miami Hurricanes. I picked against them twice in these college football playoffs, and they have risen to the challenge. And now, for the first time ever, they will be playing the college football championship in one of the participants' home stadiums. So Miami is going to be able to play for the national championship in their home stadium. It's the first time it's ever happened. Again, I did pick against Miami. I thought Ole Miss was going to keep rolling, but very, very good game. Very exciting game. The fourth quarter was remarkable. A lot of back and forth. Carson Beck, hats off to him. He really showed up and showed out for the Miami Hurricanes. We all know he's a former Georgia Bulldog, and lo and behold, he wound up with Miami and now has them in the national championship game. So again, this is the first time ever since, I believe, the BCS era, where the polls didn't decide, the national champion, that a participant in the game for the championship, it will be in their home field. So that's very exciting for all the Hurricane fans. I got a lot of Hurricane fans that are friends and family members of mine. So shout out to you guys. I picked against the Hurricanes the last two times. I might pick them for the Monday night Martin Luther King Day championship game, but I'm going to hold that pick until we come back next week. So I won't make that pick now. Now, later tonight, we have Oregon Ducks against Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana Hoosiers is somebody I've picked against several times as well. And I'm picking against them again. I don't believe the Indiana Hoosiers football program. I believe the Indiana Hoosiers basketball program. And they beat Oregon earlier this year. Don't get me wrong. But anybody that knows the history of college football, when you got to play the same opponent twice in one season, it's usually pretty difficult to beat them the second time. Because what happens is the team that won is like, hey, we beat them, we're the better team. But that may be the case. But the team that lost, they go and see why they lost. They go back and check the film to see if there's any adjustments they need to make. They go and see how they can correct some errors. They go and see that maybe the game plan they had initially that they thought was going to work on the team didn't work, and they're going to try something new. Indiana's undefeated. It's going to be very difficult for them to run this table. And again, I don't believe in the Indiana Hoosier football program. Call me what you want to call me. I'm a traditionalist, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go with the Oregon Ducks beating them tonight. And I was about to say this last week, but I'm going to go ahead and say it today. Since the game last night was so tight, give me Oregon by 2 touchdowns. This might be a blowout, ladies and gentlemen. Oregon Ducks by 2 touchdowns. You heard it here first on Kingdom Sports. Oregon by 2 touchdowns. Minimum. Once again, shout out to the Hurricanes. I believe their opponent will be the Oregon Ducks. And I'll make my fight pick for the college football championship on next week's show, Friday live at 5. All right. Again, I got Oregon over Indiana tonight by these 2 touchdowns. All right, let's look at the NFL. Playoffs are underway starting tomorrow. I really love how the NFL did this schedule. A lot of sports can really mimic this because sometimes, especially in the NBA and the NHL, it's kind of difficult to keep all the games separate. Sometimes you got to run them simultaneously. But I think it gives the fans what they're bargaining for when you can separate it out. And the NFL has done this perfectly. They have 2 games tomorrow, one in the afternoon, one in prime time. They have 3 games on Sunday, one in the early afternoon, one in the mid-afternoon, one in prime time. And then they got the Monday Night Football. So you won't have to fight, on what game you're going to watch. You can watch all of these games without interruption, barring that 1 o'clock game or the first 30 games goes into a possible overtime. So you should be able to watch all the games in their entirety. NFL playoff schedule makers, very good job with that. All right, I got the AFC first on my bracket. We know the Broncos got the bye, so they would get the lowest remaining seed out of all the other games. So they can have anywhere from the 7th seed all the way up to the 4th seed. Because if 3 and 2 win, they'll play each other. So they can have anywhere between the 7th seed all the way up to the 4th seed for the Broncos. And then the Jaguars and the Patriots win their games, they will play each other. So, on the NFC side, you got the Seahawks in the same position. They will play the lowest remaining seed out of the winners of the 3 games this weekend. So again, they can play anywhere from the 7th seed all the way up to the 4th seed. Again, 3 and 2 would play each other if they progress. So that bye week, we see it in the college football playoffs. NFL, not as much, but it makes it difficult to kind of prepare. I'm actually hoping that the NFL goes away from giving that first round bye. I know we went from 2 people having to bye to 1 team having to bye at each conference, but I'm hoping they end up going to 8 teams. Because the NFL is a large league, and I think an 8-team playoff will be ideal for the NFL, especially with you having 4 divisions in each conference. That'll give opportunity for, more, like usually about 2 from each division that can make it to the playoff, and you truly would have a divisional round playoff. So right now, you have the wild card, divisional round, conference championship, Super Bowl. It's almost like you have a divisional round 1, divisional round 2, so to speak. And we get all 8 teams in the playoffs. So I think the NFL wouldn't mind that. But that bye, and you fight for that through the regular season, so that makes the regular season a lot more meaningful if we can get the number 1 seed. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me check to see if we got any feedback from the team, because you guys help this do what it does. Any feedback, any comments? Again, shout out to the Hurricanes for winning their game. Shout out to the Oregon Ducks, so I'm picking by at least 2 touchdowns on tonight. All right. So the Saturday slate of games, we have kicking off the Rams against the Carolina Panthers. This is an easy week for everybody. The NFC South was terrible this year. I believe they're going to be better next year, but I definitely taking the Rams to take that first game. Now, shout out to the Panthers for even making it. They got a young team, but definitely taking the Rams in that first game on Saturday. Saturday primetime game, classic rivalry from the same division. You can't ask for anything better than this. You got the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears. This should be a really good game. We have a brand new coach with the Chicago Bears. I was one that wasn't like Caleb Williams, but with the new coach, Caleb Williams been looking like a ball player. Chicago had some good wins this year, but they've also had some terrible losses. Green Bay, on the other hand, they have a team that's been coming together for a little while. Jordan Love at the quarterback position. I believe that he can take his team all the way to the conference championship. I believe he can. And I'm kind of leery on this pick because Green Bay has lost 4 in a row coming into this thing. But the playoffs, everybody's 0-0 now. Everybody's 0-0 now. So I'm going to take the Packers. In a very good, close game. So I got the Rams probably in the blowout over the Panthers, and then the Packers in a nice game tomorrow night over the Bears. All right, Sunday, we got a full slate. Buffalo Bills against Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval. is our Florida's representative in the playoffs this year. We only got one in, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have a lot of people in Florida that's excited about that. And then we talked about this on last week about the Jacksonville Jaguars having a team that has a lot of believers on there. A lot of believers. Now, I know it's Keenum Sports. I know I'm a man of God. And I definitely going to be rooting for the believers. But to make a pick in this game, I'm going to have to go with the Buffalo Bills. I've been saying this for about 3, 4, maybe 5 years. I feel like Josh Allen is overrated. But I think this may be the year he proves me wrong. And the main thing that's going to help him is his running game. He has a great running back in Cook, I believe. And that running game is going to open some things up for him to make his life easier. Only thing Josh Allen got to do is take care of that football. And I believe the Buffalo Bills will take that game. So sorry, Florida. Picking against another one of our teams. But I'm going for the Bills. I'm sorry, I'm picking the Bills, but I'll be rooting for the Jaguars. Let me make that clear. I'm picking the Bills, but I'll be rooting for the Jaguars. But I think this could be a good game too. This could be a good game as well. Next up, Sunday at 4:30. Two teams I don't like. I'm going to have to pick one of them. You all know I'm a Cowboys fan. Die hard. So when I see San Francisco, I puke. When I see Philadelphia, I vomit. So definitely, I'm not even going to watch this game. I'm sorry. I'll probably take a nap after the first game. Because the after church nap be kicking in. I might fall asleep in the first game. I hope not. But I'll definitely be taking a nap on this game. And Philly's the reigning champs. But they just been in turmoil all season. San Francisco, nobody expected them to be here this year. Now I'm going to go ahead and select them to win this game Sunday afternoon. San Francisco over Philadelphia Eagles. Toot toot. Oh, it's in Philly though. It's in Philly. Man, I'm going to have to change that pick because Philly fans go crazy. I'm going to have to come back to this one, y'all. Right now I'm going San Fran, but I just realized in Philly, that might be a deciding factor. There might be a deciding factor there. All right, then up next, Sunday night, we have the Chargers against the New England Patriots. The Patriots have done a phenomenal job this year. Definitely a surprise, again, with a young quarterback in Drake May. They definitely have their quarterback to build upon. A 14-3 record is excellent. Looks like the best record out of everybody that's playing this weekend, now that I'm looking at it. However, I think the Chargers have been building something for a few years. Just like Josh Allen, I've said that the quarterback from the Chargers is overrated. They always talk about his physical tools and physical gifts, but I haven't seen him get the job done. I can't even think of his name right now. Somebody help me with the Chargers quarterback name. I can't think of it right now. However, just like with Josh Allen, I think this might be the year this young man comes through. I'm going to take the Chargers over the Patriots. I feel like the Patriots are a little bit too young right now. Young coach, young quarterback. I would say a young coach, a less experienced coach. Young quarterback. So give me the Chargers. I can think of Justin Herbert. To me, he's another Josh Allen. I feel like they've been overrated for far too long. But this could be the year both of those young men, well, they're not young anymore. Both of those guys proved me wrong. So I'm picking them this week, and we'll see what happens. Then the Monday Night Football game. We got the Houston Texans with young C.J. Stroud going against the Pittsburgh Steelers with old man Aaron Rodgers. This is Monday night. Pittsburgh with the home field advantage, even though they have a lesser record, but because they won their division, they get the home field. And how do you guys feel about that? Should the home field go to the best record, or should the division winners get that perk? I think the winners should get that perk because you might be coming from a division that wasn't as tough as mine, and my record is a little weaker. My record is a little weaker than yours because I had tough opponents all year. So I'm good with the division winners getting the higher seed in the home game. So that's my take on that. For the game, Pittsburgh balls out on Monday night, man. They ball out on Monday night. They had an old classmate that won a few championships with the Steelers, and I root for them a lot. I really do. I can't lie. I root for them a lot because of my classmate that got drafted by them and won a few Super Bowls. I think he won at least one, maybe two with the Pittsburgh Steelers in his career. And I usually root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, a lot of family members, friends that are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Houston Texans, don't really have a lot of fans for Houston Texans that I know of. But I like this team. I've been liking Houston the last couple of years. This year was a little rocky. I think last year was a little rocky for them too. So they made a push to make it into the playoffs. But I'm going to have to take the Steelers. So let me run down my picks again. I got the Rams over the Panthers, Green Bay over Chicago, Buffalo over Jacksonville, San Francisco over Philly, even though I'm kind of like a toss-up there. I'm like 50-50 split there. I hate both teams, so I'm not even going to watch that game. But if Philly won, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll say that. Then I got the Chargers over the Patriots, and I got the Steelers over the Texans. So those are my picks for the Wild Card NFL weekend. And we'll be back next week to discuss the divisional round and also discuss the college football championship game. So we'll be back next week, Friday, live at 5 for Kingdom Sports. Once these playoffs are completed, we'll start getting into some NBA things and things of that nature. Blessings, Brother Hardy. So there's my picks. So we got some great football this weekend, starting tonight with the college football playoff, and then into the weekend with the Wild Card NFL playoffs. We'll be back here next week, Friday, live at 5, Kingdom Sports. I'm your host, C. Michael Stanley. Until next time.